cut. I'm here today with Jack from Adelaide. He works at Meiji. Is that how you say it?
Meiji,
Really?
Meiji.
Meiji, Major, mine.
Halfway between an E and an
Okay.
Meiji.
How do they pronounce it in Japan?
Meiji. It's a discussion we've had a lot.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, so yeah, Jack's here from Adelaide. He's guest spotting with us. He's getting tattooed here. Been here a few times. He's a great young tattooer. He's got like great energy. I really enjoy his company. So while he's here, I thought, why not? Let's just chew the fat and see that on.
Well, hear it and keep flattering me.
Oh, mate, just started, bro. Just started.
We got plenty more of this.
You flattered me with that lovely print that you gave me. Just I'll see all right. Yeah. You obviously know my personality.
Really makes the wolf.
Yeah. All right. So give us your rundown, mate. Your name, your age, Instagram.
My name's Jack.
Are you keeping your surname secret for privacy reasons?
I prefer Slippery Jack.
Oh, I like it.
Slippery Jack
I
has
like it.
the oomph, the pizzazz,
Yeah.
the catchiness. Walking in.
It would be hard to catch in some man.
Yeah, yeah, even walking in here on Friday and
Slippery. Yeah. Watch out for that wet patch. Yeah. Is that your Instagram?
that's my Instagram, Slippery Jack Tattoos.
Cool.
With an S. Yeah,
Age? You guys mind me asking?
29, nearing 30.
Oh, nice. Coming up to one of the first crossroads in life.
Yeah,
Adult crossroads.
yeah.
Because generally it's what, 18, 21, then kind of 25, then 30, then it's 40, 50, 60, 70 like my era, and 89 and it's downhill quick.
Yeah. I'll be stoked if I make it.
You will. Mate. Everyone's going to live long. So, all right, what are some of your like first ever memories of tattoo?
Whoa. I'm not sure.
It's on the street, at the public bars, at the beach, an uncle, a family member.
Yeah, no, I was in it was a Christian family.
Okay, cool.
Still,
So your first contact with tattoos would have been in the Bible.
yeah.
Thou shalt not mark thy.
Yeah, probably. Massive rebellion.
Power to you. Power to you.
No, I think my uncle had a tattoo.
Yep.
I may have seen once.
Yep.
Um,
All right, Dave. Well,
actually seeing a tattoo, I don't really remember.
okay.
First.
What started the intrigue? Where did the intrigue come from? Or maybe or maybe I'm getting too far. Like,
No, I know the question. It's just I haven't really tried to recall.
for the viewers, let me ask the question.
Okay.
I know we speak like dolphins, we're telepathic, but what was your first ever tattoo, and how did that?
My first
Yep, and how did that come about?
getting or doing?
Getting settle down, get there, bro. Come on,
Piece by piece.
you're a slippery character.
Flipping ahead. First tattoo I got was very much a walk-in tattoo.
Were you a difficult client?
I don't think so.
Nice.
I feel like hindsight, I've probably been a difficult client a lot, but I feel like there's no playbook of etiquette getting tattooed. I look at something you learn as you get tattooed. Oh, I did that once to this guy.
Yeah, but also, man, like, it's, especially this day and age, like, the customer base is so wide and varied. And it's for somebody expressing themselves, self-expression. And not everyone is a good communicator.
Yeah.
People are nervous, all of this sort of stuff. So as artists, we get all of these variables. And I personally believe we need to be open to it.
Yeah.
It's because that's the way it is.
Yeah. Especially in a street shop walk-in environment.
Yeah, even in a custom studio. When people come, like, we had something the other day where someone did like a 3 days in a row sleeve on an amazing woman that come over from New Zealand. They're like, oh, how's it going? I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. And then he was kind of like, oh, there's like 80 emails back and forth. In my mind, I'm like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
It's 3 days sleeve.
Yeah.
And they had had an amazing experience and all that sort of thing. But
Yeah.
I think sometimes as tattooers we can get a little bit up our own ass
100%.
and a little bit fucking snooty.
Yeah.
And thank God the economy's crashing.
Yeah.
And people waking up and smelling
Yeah.
cheese.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, you just got to be humble, man. Like, treat the client the way you would want to be treated.
Yeah. Yeah.
At it, we slipped off what we were talking about, didn't we?
It didn't slip off.
So, all right. So back to that. So
Back to the first tattoo.
back to the first tattoo. Did that then make you think, I want to do this as a job, or what?
I think I've always had an intrigue towards it. I've been drawing since I was...
Was that to the occult?
No, just to art in general.
Yeah.
The occult?
But you come from a Christian background.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry, I thought you meant there's some kind of occult in tattooing.
Could be.
When do I become aware of this? How do I get induced? It's Talluminati.
Some would say I'm at the hierarchy of it, but I cannot confirm or deny.
Just got a circle of triangles behind you there. Yeah. Woo. This podcast going place.
Yeah, straight to the top of the pyramid. All right. So in all seriousness, what did you do for a career before tattooing? Was it something to do in the art field?
I didn't,
or the creative field?
career. I did a Bachelor of Visual Arts, so I did some full study.
But that was getting you primed to like work in a bank.
No, it was a Bachelor in Visual Arts.
You should have said that.
Sorry.
That was a bad attempt at old man humor.
Yeah.
So what is a Bachelor of Visual Arts? In all seriousness,
Yeah, you pay someone to paint.
but what would you pay?
I did a lot of life drawing the human figure.
Yeah.
It was really just deadlines to get art done by.
But what is it priming you to do in the workforce? What is it going to allow you to then go and?
Oh, like nothing.
Oh,
So that's what an arts degree is.
Okay.
People.
Okay, so fine art might be different. Other aspects of it, graphic design.
Yeah. Well, graphic design was a different course. It was a lot of like printmaking, glass blowing, very crafty.
So, cool.
Arts and crafts for adults.
Yeah, mate, but awesome, man. Like, and that's one of the things that I admire about the younger generation, people like yourself that have had the opportunity to go and do some sort of tertiary education. Like, I think even though you say it, whatever, but I'm sure it does, like you said, it teaches you deadlines, teaches you this, you're probably paying off a hex step perhaps, or it costs you a lot of money, so you want to get value for it.
Yeah.
And I guess you want to.
Yeah. I think what I got out of it was definitely, like you said, the deadline thing, doing art to a deadline. Because still just like a pile of half-done painting, kind of, I'll get to it. Like when inspiration strikes, then I'll do that little bit and go to the other one, that kind of thing. It's just like, you need this done by this point. And I think transferring to tattooing, that's so necessary, especially when it's out like something daunting, a style I don't do much, something I need to find a ton of reference for, something I need to sit down and research, having that hammered into me of just like, you need to have this done by then. I have the habit of doing the research, sketching, drawing, leaving myself time to have it done for a client. But aside from that, it's a lot.
In that period, how long was that? 3, 4, 5 years?
I think it was 3 years I did. So
in that time, did you start collecting more tattoos?
I wasn't getting tattooed too much through uni. I got a couple. It was a lot of just like local artists. Yeah, nothing. I was starting to research other tattooers and really starting to like tattooing as an art, starting to see what was going on. I was going to say something.
I rudely cut you off.
No. It was like our fifth digression on the second topic. The things I picked up from the uni degree.
how to rack up a huge HECS debt.
Yeah, that too.
How's the interest rate going?
It was really. I also learned a lot of what I didn't want to do. It was a lot of
Super important.
yeah, heaps of experimenting with different mediums. A lot of like the amount of compulsory charcoal work I had to do. I think I hate charcoal. Playing with different paints, different things like that. Learning.
So say you're coming towards the end of this degree. Where's your mindset? Like, what am I going to do work-wise? What am I going to do then?
Yeah, more just like finish school, went into this degree. Well, I took a gap year because I was like, I don't want to keep studying. I've just done 13 years of education. I don't want to do more. So I did a gap year that I pretty much worked full-time as a certificate. Cool. Bullies.
But that will explain your amazing customer service skills.
Yeah, no, I didn't get it from there, believe me. Did a lot of supermarket. I pretty much put all the money from that into drinking, partying, and then
More life skills.
yeah, creative.
Yeah.
And then after that, I went to go back because I deferred for a year, and then I had that auto like next year, come study, and I did the first month. And now I want to defer again.
Yep.
And then looking back on the past year, it's like I have nothing to show for this year, just partying. And either I can be productive and do this course, or I can just go back to working and doing nothing with it. So I think that drove me to do it. But a lot of that was just, experimenting, seeing that I didn't like, and then getting to... It was when I'd finished the uni degree that I was, what do I do now? And then...
What did you do?
Fucked off to Europe for a couple months. And that's when I started going to get tattooed.
Ah, the old backpacker look
Yeah.
at shop going, no, what? I want to get a map of the world and a compass and a passport stamp.
Yeah,
Hey, we've all done them.
that's my first tattoo. It's
Well,
kind of lost.
I would have got him if Photoshop was around when I was a backpacker.
Yeah. Pocket watch, half past travel.
What's the time? 15 the freckle. So, and then what did you do then? You've traveled, you've done all this stuff, you've come home, and then where do you go from?
I think it was while I was traveling because I got tattooed by a few people while I was over there.
Well-known people, or you researched it?
I got tattooed by Toby Gawler.
Oh, yeah. I tattooed Toby's foot years ago.
Yeah.
Before, obviously, in London.
Yeah, I got tattooed by him in Seven Doors.
Yep.
I got tattooed by Joe Ellis at Sacred Electric in Leeds.
So how did you come about tracking these people down? Like,
I think it was just like looking at
why did they
calls and finding stuff that I was kind of drawn to. Before I got into tattooing, I loved like trad and needle trad. Like,
so
eye catch.
Yeah, there you go. I was going to ask why, but
yeah. I also got tattooed by Dan Sinis in Luxembourg while I was over there.
Something
amazing.
Something religious, perhaps.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
Nah, I got this astronaut.
I see. Yeah, and exploring the inner spaces of your mind.
That's right. But yeah, I think it was coming back from that trip.
Yeah.
That it was getting back home, and yeah, like you said, that my life after studying, but cruising around and just the inspiration I got from just like walking into a tattoo shop and just laying there and looking at all the art.
And I think, I don't know, for me, I went to Europe in like 95, and for me as a little Aussie bogan man from Melbourne, I went over there like blown away. Just historically, the history, the architecture, everything was, man, I'm just a minnow, not even a minnow, I'm like microscopic. I don't even exist.
Yeah.
It puts sort of things in perspective, and then when you come home, maybe have a different appreciation of home and like all this sort of stuff.
Man, I got the exact same feeling just like flying over here a couple of days ago, just like looking out the plane window and just seeing like how big a city is and just watching every single car.
Yeah. When I fly, I always get the window seat.
Yeah.
Purely for takeoff and landing.
I do it so I don't have to have people climb over me to the toilet, but the window seat's a stress ladder. Yeah.
When you get to my age, that won't be the case.
24-hour flight. I'm sitting there with my Mel Franklin.
Cool. All right. So back in Adelaide, you've got this sort of vision.
It was just that seeing that I've heard a lot of people getting into tattooing lately because of the rock star lifestyle and that whole like
Say no more.
drugs, partying, like all we do is coke and party, strippers, everything.
The odd trophy of the tat comedian. Don't forget that.
Yeah, the fourth place on the wall.
Hey, exactly.
Yeah,
Well, there were only 3 contestants.
I never had that perception at all. So getting it, I never got that perception.
Amazing.
Push into it, which is, I don't know, it kind of surprised me when someone said that. No, I got it.
Well, you're from a different generation, which is
Yeah,
yes and no, but
yeah,
I don't know.
the cusp of social media.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But yeah, I came back from Europe and just seeing that, like, guys that just sit in a shop and draw pictures and hang out and draw pictures and meet new people every day to talk to while you draw pictures. That's the fucking dream. Why like you doing this? How do I get to doing this?
Yep.
Like nothing else came into it. It was just like, I want to draw pictures and talk to people. And that's what I will.
How did you start to branch out to try and get an apprenticeship? How did you get an apprenticeship?
I had absolutely no foot in a door. I messaged one guy who was an apprentice who I'd gotten tattooed by like 2 years earlier. And he's just like, I'm not tattooing anymore, man. Like, if you want to send me stuff, I can tell you what helped me get it.
Sounds like a positive connection.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. This was the only connection.
Yeah. But fair play to him, at least, like, taking the time.
He was like, you can send me stuff and I can tell you what a studio is going to say. Like,
Amazing.
which, yeah, helped me heaps. It was just like that. It's online work.
Yep.
Immediately, it's going to be, if you got wobbly lines, you don't want wobbly lines, someone's going to turn you away for that. Like, show variety, that kind of, like, what you look for in a portfolio. Yep. Well, I know now you look for in a portfolio. And it's, pretty much the same thing I tell people. And that's, just off that one thing, it was just sit down. I think it was about 6 months.
Yep.
I just sat and watched Netflix, just drew whatever was on Netflix.
Did you chill?
I did not chill. I sweat up. I sweat up. Netflix and sweat. The slippery. It's liquid sweat. I get slippery. Netflix.
It's the best. Cool. So, and obviously then you built a portfolio.
Yeah. I built up a portfolio and then applied to pretty much every studio in Adelaide.
Yeah, cool.
And eventually got a trial shift.
Awesome.
And then at the end of that week.
How long have you been tattooing now?
I've been tattooing, it'll be 6 years in August.
Oh, so you're around 23 mark, something. 22, 20.
I did my first tattoo on myself. Tropical scene.
Yeah.
I did that 3 or 4 days after my 24th birthday. Little birthday present of myself.
Very cool. Yeah. Right, no, but that's part of the, the old school way you had to certify something. And was it like a traditional shop? Was it a biker shop? Was it a salon? Like, what was it? Because there's so many varieties of shops.
Yeah. It was. I know what you mean. It was a good shop. It was a walk-in shop. Just very, very white.
Yep.
One of those, like, you walk in, it's clean, it's sterile. Not a huge amount of art on the walls.
Just catering to a certain clientele base in the market.
Or just like catering to everyone.
Yeah.
It was tattoo comes in, you do a tattoo.
Which is historically what tattooing.
Yeah.
So
I think I got a very good apprenticeship out of it. I'm very happy with what I learned.
Did you were you on coils? Were you rotaries?
I started with a Swash Drive Gen 8.
My man.
And then
shout out to Swash Drive. We're both looking for sponsors too. I've been using them for 13 years.
I got there.
He started his apprenticeship on it.
Yeah. So yeah, I tried so many rotaries. And it was one of
Just to digress, that piece she did the other day on that lady's ankle was like, oh, the fucking mad, wild set of like castle gates with skulls in it, mate. And that was all I was paying over. Well, a fucking amazing barcode, a big one blown up. She was right, man, but the technical application of it was flawless, and with the cartridge.
Thank you.
And I'm one of those people that's like pretty anti-cartridges, especially for lining. Well, only for lining. I use them for shading and color packing. But I was like, wow, fuck. You know, and you could tell you nailed those lines with one pass. You weren't doing the usual bullshit that has become acceptable.
Yeah.
Cartridge lining.
Yeah. I did. Yeah, I started on cartridges. It was like, I couldn't line.
Yeah, so are you hanging it right out, or are you running off the...
I learned to tube it.
Oh,
I learned to tube. It was very much...
I like to bury the tube myself.
A tattoo on the other side of the leg. Tattoo the bones.
Yeah, well, yep.
For worse, I think it was the mentality of just like, if you get the needle out far enough that you can't blow it out.
Yep. Yeah, that's the sweet spot.
Yeah. So it's just like, if the tube's touching and your client twitches, they're going to push the needle out. So it can't blow out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's the one for me as well. It just takes away one more variable.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to float line over all of this stuff, and like you said, someone twitches or moves or whatever, like I think you're just putting a barrier in front of you, and you're increasing their chances of blowing.
Yeah. And especially because I just spent this like last 6 months making sure my lines weren't wobbly for my portfolio. I was like snapping fell tips, just like like using that pressure to stop the wobbles. So then going into a needle and...
Yeah, mate. Totally. And for me, like, we've had a lot of people come through this studio over the years, and I kind of say to younger artists or artists that have been tattooing quite a while, do you find it easy? Do you find the actual physical act of tattooing easy? The ones that generally say yes are further down the street. The ones that say no, that are like struggling with it, are kind of held back because it should be easy. And I believe when it becomes easy or second nature.
What do you mean easy?
Well, it's not a struggle to get the line in. You're not like adjusting every moment to find this position. Like you've had some training, you've had some,
like comfortable.
Like, you know, you've had some hours on the skin. Yeah, you've worked out everything. That to me is when the magic starts to happen, where you can then go on and you can draw your custom designs, and your application, your technique, and of applying it is down.
Yeah. I think I'm still super critical. It's still...
Mate, me too.
I'm not satisfied with it.
But that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Tattooing, from doing studying the history and people's careers, tattooing is riddled with artists that achieve a certain level of notoriety, and then for many varying reasons, they kind of kick back and take their foot off the pedal and coast along on that reputation they've built. And they will just let things start to slip. And it'll slip and slip and slip, and maybe the ego takes over, and that will be acceptable, where it wouldn't have been acceptable 5 years ago, but then it's harder to get back. And that is the downfall. So self-critical is something I think, as any artist, is important for your career.
Yeah. And I think it's as soon as you're satisfied with what you're doing, that's it. You're satisfied. Why try harder?
Yeah, just
why work hard? Smoke. Don't feel like you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So,
but I feel like comfortable. I feel like I remember my first tattoo.
Comfort
someone else. Yeah, it definitely was. I remember my first tattoo on someone else. I remember like making the stencil and like shaking, trying to cut it out.
Yep.
Everything, but like as soon as I picked up a machine and doing it, it was just like, just all of that stopped.
Yep.
And I was just, oh, this feels like natural. It was fucked. I blew everything out and it was all wobbly as shit. But like the actual process just like felt good. I was just like, yeah, I like this.
Yeah,
I look at that tattoo now because it's on one of my friends. So I'm like,
yeah, totally, man. But you know, shout out to all the people out there, past, present, and future, that are giving up skin to apprentices.
Yeah.
Because you're a very important part of the learning process.
Yeah.
And it's cool. So how long did you work at that studio? Are you doing like walk-ins, refining your...
I think it was about 3.5 years.
And in that time, were you... Obviously, I imagine you're on Instagram. Were you going to conventions?
Yeah, no, nope.
Did he getting tattooed by other tattooers?
I was starting to, I did get tattooed by quite a few people then.
Cool.
It was, because it was very much, like the guy whose studio it was did a lot of, it was very much black and grey. I was getting heaps of black and grey work, heaps of lettering, heaps of line stuff. And like I said, I started off loving trad and neo-trad, but then as I was starting to do all this realism and starting to draw more of my own stuff, like following all those rules to get like, trad has to be this certain way. And as I was starting color blend and stuff, realized I love new school, like all this illustrating. I like being able to do all this crazy stuff. Fuck with proportions and scales, make things goofy, like cartoony kind of stuff, leaning more towards that. But then I'm doing gray. And
but that's it. That's the fun stuff, isn't it? That gives you, like, I get enjoyment out of just flat saturation. That gives me a boner. I'm like, yes. And
I do very much appreciate it. I think it's, I find the gradients are fun, and
high tech, man. It's
like something that can always be improved on,
for sure. But it's also it's if we tap back into a little bit of ego base or whatever, it's somewhere to show off, somewhere to be flamboyant and show your artistic skills.
But it's also that thing, a little bit I could have done better. It's the enemy here, so it's but everything else that's still like the work side of it. I'm getting something else that I'm super.
Were you
still
in that studio? Did you start to build a clientele? Did you start to transition into a style?
It was a very busy walk-in shop, so I did very little social media stuff for myself. So I think I have definitely built a clientele in Adelaide based on just customer service.
Yeah, but you're a fun mate. You're a fun guy, man. Which for me, is at course, mate.
Is a mushroom as
well. I just draw like clone blades. But yeah, totally, man. No, but in all seriousness, I enjoy your company. I enjoy the banter. And I think one of my strengths that's been in my career is having a good time with customers, having a laugh, not taking life too serious. Like, and life's fucked up enough. Everyone's got a battle going on in their head. And in a tattoo shop, like, they're doing something for them. Yes, they're coming to us for whatever reason, and we can all have a good time together, man. The world's a slightly better place. We're not saving lives, or it's not fucking brain surgery or anything like that. Even though some tattooers think it is, it's not. We're all people, mate. We're glorified plumbers or tradies or electricians. We look a bit cooler and all the rest of it.
But it's also, like you said, there's all different people, and different people are always looking for a different experience. And I've heard it. One of my friends was explaining the other day that like he goes and gets tattooed by another one of our friends, and he said it's like a very peaceful, like deep and meaningful conversations. Like you get that intimacy of a tattoo experience. But then I come get tattooed by you, just like leave there crying, laughing, because it's just a fun experience. I love both of them, but it's just like what I'm in the mood for. It's like, do I want a spiritual experience, or do I want to have fun with my boy?
Exactly, mate. Exactly. It's the one.
And obviously that's not my experience with every client. It's not.
No, but of course, but you tailor it to it, and you get the vibe off them. The rest of it. So, who were you getting tattooed by at the end of or who were you getting tattooed by at that studio where you're starting to maybe look out from the boundaries of that studio? You're not going to conventions, but you're like, hey, there's something a bit more. I've got my technical chops down. I'm doing good. I've got this done. I want to explore more. Where are you looking next?
Yeah. I think even
Because you do have a fucking killer collection of tattoos.
I was definitely collecting before I started my apprenticeship as well.
Nice.
I remember I got tattooed by Oni O'Leary in 2016 as well. Yeah, heaps of good advice for apprenticeship as well.
Obviously, a spiritual and enlightening tattoo session.
Yeah, incense, meditation, ordeal. So, that was, again, amazing experience.
Yeah.
And
memorable, man. Like,
yeah, I remember going into that being that, like, I'm not getting tattooed again until I start an apprenticeship. And that was kind of like, because I obviously love getting tattooed. And
yeah, but it's like a nice, you put a flag down.
It's a motivator.
And all right,
it's just discipline, self-discipline.
Which is tattooing.
Yeah.
Which is tattooing.
Yeah. And then the next one I got was, I think the week I did that first one.
Yep.
All right. Tattooing. I've done my tattoo. I'm going to get myself a tattoo. And that's when I got tattooed by Stu.
I said that and when that started.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So talk to us about, okay, I know you now work with Stu and Jade.
Yep.
Was there anything in between then, or did you come from your...
No, I was straight out of the first one because I think it was leaving that first studio. It kind of got to the point that I wasn't working with anyone else who was doing what I wanted to do.
Yeah, or maybe pushing them.
It's not that I wasn't learning in the studio or I wasn't getting work. It's just that, like, yeah, I want to learn something new. I need to have foreign art to like, yeah, like, I need people to, the people around you drive.
And like, as a studio owner, I know early in my career of owning a studio, if people would leave, I would take it quite personally. But I had to have like a look at myself and do a lot of internal work.
And it's
and then like now, the only thing that's going to stay here that's going to be the same is me. And you just hope, which is what you did. My spiel when people come on, I go, like, I hope for a couple of things. You go somewhere better, you go and do your own thing, or you better your career. And if that's what happens, we've all done well.
Yeah.
So that's your second step. As much, I want you to stay at Meiji forever, but you're not gonna.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But you will then, like, I'm proud of the people that have worked here and gone on to better studios, better this, better that, because we've all worked well together, all benefited from it. Me as an owner, not forget the financial side, but I learn as much from other artists as they may learn from me or learn collectively
100%
from people in the studio. And that ultimately is win-win for tattooing.
Yeah. Like, I've learned things from apprentices we've just taken on. Just like looking at an apprentice's portfolio, like, you never tell them because they're apprentice. But just how like, ooh,
Jack, shave on the
tough love. That's how you learn. That's the apprenticeship I was given.
Yes, yeah. But it's a time-honored tradition.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, let's go with that. But yeah, I think not even the want to leave a studio, but the need to.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. As in,
so how did that come about? You got tattooed by Stu. After that, did you then start branching out, looking at conventions, or were you like on any like online group chats or forums or anything?
No. It was a very like narrow studio. It felt like it was in a bubble. Like, because like I said, I didn't know anyone before I started my apprenticeship. It was very much, here's a portfolio, teach me to tattoo. And then once I started tattooing, it was very much, we tattoo here, we tattoo our clients. That's it. We don't really
fuck the world.
Yeah, it was just very
that's pretty standard.
We're here, we're doing our thing. Why would you go else? If you want to get tattooed, anyone here can do that.
Yeah.
But I think it was still that collecting desire.
You got a little bit deep appreciation for.
Yeah. And yeah, started cruising around, still getting tattooed a bit more. But yeah, I got that tattoo from Stu when I did my first tattoo. So like as soon as I started tattooing, stayed there for the like 3.5 years after that. So I know there was a lot of like, I want to do a convention.
Yep. And I tell you what, I know for me, and maybe it might still be the same way now. It is sometimes hard if you're in a studio and you want more, and you've really got no one in it to bounce off. Go, hey, let's do this. Oh, what do I do that for? Well, I want to.
Yeah.
I've actually been discouraged so much in my career for early in it, because why would you do? Yeah, and then there's almost like a guilt thing that you don't want to do it because they've given you this opportunity. It's kind of weird and fucked up, but thankfully things are changing.
Yeah, I remember there was like a short list of things. Like there were a lot of small straws piling up on the camel's back. There was like, I wanted to do conventions. I wanted to learn to use coils, having started on rotaries, and just like all the older guys I worked with who all started on coils and are now faithful to rotaries. Like I still use rotaries more than I use coils.
Yeah, but you have an understanding of it.
Exactly. It's that knowing where it came from to appreciate it. And yeah, just can teach you, but we don't want it. Like, it's like, I don't want to learn from someone who doesn't care. It's not a way to learn. So I think that was one of the pushes. I remember it was shortly after Christmas. I remember sitting there doing dishes at home.
Was it a dark winter's night? We just started falling.
That was summer. Definitely summer.
Okay, sorry. Just my fantasy.
Actually, no, mysticize it a bit.
Yeah. In the foothills of Adelaide, like, it gets quite cold up there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of pine trees.
Yeah. Caked with snow.
A distant jingle of reindeer bells.
Yeah, but just doing the dishes one day, I was like, I have to move. Just that, like, man.
Yep.
Grabbing a bowl.
Amazing.
I gotta move. I can't think. Yeah, and I remember it being very scary because it was like
it's like a big breakup.
Yeah,
it is.
I remember the fear of applying for an apprenticeship as well, but then just like getting so familiar. Rejection. Yeah, it was just all right. It's again. I want to work here. No, I don't care. I want to work here. No, I don't care. It was like that, but then having this whole career to lose.
Yeah.
Of just like, what if he finds out that I want to leave, and then what if these guys say no, and then I'm just
but power to you, man. You did it, and like, I can relate to it. Even before I came to Sydney, I gave my notice at a really well-known studio, and I was shitting myself to talk to my old boss that I had that much respect for.
Yeah.
And he was like a mad industry leader, and he was dirty on me. But I made a point of going back and seeing him regularly until I wore him down. And I knew in the end that, unfortunately, it just upset his apple cart at that moment. It was nothing to do with me wanting to go and be better, but I just upset a little bit of stuff financially.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. There's nothing.
Of course not.
It comes across hateful, but it's so easy. It would be. I have no experience with running a shop, but it would I see how it would definitely come across as a finger, and that's
like. So how long have you been at Meiji now for?
It was 2 years on the March long weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
So give us a little bit of a history of Meiji. It was in a different position, and I know Stu had a lot of issues with council and that fucking bullshit.
I wasn't there when all that started.
You just like rocked in for the glory.
Yeah. I just came in, lifted so much into town. Carried that. It was in a little. It was at the bottom of an apartment block. It was 4 of us, like shoulder to shoulder, tattooing in there, Phil doing the laser stuff, and then Jade moved over from Melbourne, and now massive dope room. I think 7 or 8 of us tattooing in there now. Yeah, real good crew. Fun, big open space, and Just everyone.
I would like, good vibes. Like today was like a great day in the shop here.
Yeah.
Like so much stuff going on. Like he and one of the weekend managers goes, "Oh man, today was so cool. I love the weekend crew. It's the best."
Yeah.
You know, that's where all the energy pumps. You know, more so than Monday.
Yeah.
But so what are you doing now, style wise? Like I know you're still a master of all styles.
Yeah.
Like, do you have a preference? Have you got some horizon that we want to go to, or okay, more to what are your strengths that you see your strengths as, apart from amazing customers?
Strengths. I don't know.
I'd say technically flawless. I'd say like color realism, and I also see a strong sense of new school Japanese.
Yeah, new school Japanese is definitely a lot of where I want to go.
Yep.
A lot of the guys I'm looking up to at the moment. Oh, who's stuff? A lot of like Spanish dudes that are doing that real like new school Japanese stuff. That's sick. That's what I want to go to. I actually haven't done a huge amount of color realism. Hey, heaps of black and grey realism.
Get rid of that clown then that we posted up on our Instagram.
It's pushing it. I want people to book it, but like, come get color realism. I want to do more of it. I definitely think there are flaws in my tech. Not flaws, room for improvement.
Always, 100%, always. Okay, talk to us about some of your tattoo collection. Like, who been tattooed by? Like, I can look at your legs, I can go sugar straight away. You've got a mad leg of trad stuff, of lots of heavy hitters.
Yeah.
You've got an amazing like island scene by an up and coming artist on your right thigh. So yeah, and then I know last time you were going down to Melbourne to get tattooed by William.
Yep. The big Shochi.
Yeah, but so with all of that, I know when I was younger, getting tattooed by my peers, it would be to learn, to glean information off them, to just study everything, study the way they interact with customers, study the shop layout, what they're using, all of this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So is that what you're looking for, or?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's impossible not to learn something getting tattooed by someone new. And I think even before I was tattooing, I was still learning a lot of stuff. Like I learned a lot of how not to tattoo. Just like occasionally, especially with just like street shop stuff. It's like, I want this tattoo. A couple of artists. This guy looks like he does it. I'll get tattooed by him. And then just like get your tattoo, really happy with it, but just like, hey, why do I feel kind of icky after that appointment? Yeah, it's like something wasn't right there.
Yeah. And sometimes that's the foundational period of your career.
Yeah. But there's always that like, why didn't I feel 100% after that tattoo?
Yeah. Because
I think it should be an amazing experience. It's always something I lose sleep looking forward to.
Yeah, because it's sometimes some of that stuff it's for use of a better description. Sometimes that stuff is just a transaction, a monetary transaction for a good tattoo in a good studio by a reputable artist, and that's where your baseline here, which is great. But then you're looking for more.
Yeah.
So you want, and you're looking, and I'm sure you can give those people an amazing experience. The lady who did the Castle of Grayskull gates on her ankle last night, she was wrapped. She was handing out there. She's like, "Thank you so much. I'm so wrapped. I'm so amazed."
Yeah.
Superseded any expectation she had.
Yeah.
And you did your thing. But I get what you're saying, but what you're then looking for is you're wanting more feedback. You're wanting more to push yourself. And
but there's even if I am giving that same amazing tattoo, doing it exactly the same, I can do that potentially faster.
Yep.
And more efficient if I'm sitting there with headphones on and just full focusing on what I'm doing.
Yeah, but
she's a talker.
Yeah.
I know she's a talker. She's going to enjoy it.
Yeah. She would have walked out and went, yeah, sick tattoo, but
I love it.
what a fuckhead.
Yeah. But then there are definitely clients who are like, I don't want to talk. I just want to sit here. Don't take offense. I don't like getting tattooed. Space.
Just throwing it out there on a whim. Do you struggle with that?
No, I don't struggle with either of them. I think I love it when there's, I love, most of my friends bring headphones and just like, I love you, but I'm not going to talk to you through
makes their play.
because I fucking hate it.
And that's what I find interesting. I'm a little bit in between the old crew and the younger crew. Old crew go to me, will come in and visit me at the studio, and they'll walk around and they'll go, for fuck's sake, you let people here wear headphones? I'm like, well, yeah. Sometimes I even wear them and I was getting looked at like, I'm like, yeah, I do. And sometimes I'll listen to a podcast and that's okay. My customer, I can get nothing from my client and they want to deal with it that way, I'm down with it. I'll be like, oh, cool, sick. I'll listen to something.
Yeah.
But but that's that different mentality where that they come from, the old school come from an environment when it was continual turning over quick tattoos nonstop. You had to give them that experience, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And headphones didn't exist back then.
Yeah, true. That's why.
Yeah.
Just the earplugs.
Yeah. Not even then. It was only when Cliff Richard came along, like people got wired to sound.
Yeah.
That they could listen to it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we digressed and fucking gone here, there, and everywhere. So, what was the last tattoo you had done?
The last tattoo I had done, maybe was William.
Yep. What did you learn from that one? Just to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Was it stencil? Was it freehand?
He stenciled it. Did a little bit of freehand readjustment.
Yep.
I don't know. I think it's just like little things looking at it. See what he did there. Little technical
tricks
that are like
little tricks here and there.
I think also like because I don't really ask too much. It's more just like this one especially. I think I took a screenshot of a couple of his stories. Like photo of my arm. This is my gap. These are some things you've done I like. Please do me something similar. And then just like, what would I do if someone gave me this? And like work up a little mental picture. And then
you want one of your beers? Yeah, come on. Yeah, cool. Yeah, have like that's what I've got to be around a year. Okay, so since then, I think you went down there after you get spotted here last time. I was at the Sydney convention.
Or not the same weekend. Yeah, it was like early December. So I came and saw you guys a couple of days off.
How have you found the convention circuit you've been doing?
All two of them.
Well, good.
It's good. I think that first one we did they were both very different experiences. The first one we did that was not as busy, the Sydney one, I loved that because just like
half the parties were pretty good.
Yeah. I got tattooed by Sugar afterwards, so I didn't really after party. I was like, I'm gonna get tattooed. I'm gonna rest up a bit, and I got COVID anyway. So that didn't matter.
Did you just have it again? Oh no, you was
no. That was that time.
Someone else just said. Does that still even exist?
COVID. As everyone stopped testing it.
Cold, mate. Just flu. Yeah. All right. So, how was the Melbourne convention?
The Melbourne convention was really good. I learned from the Sydney convention. The Fridays are quiet. Just tattooed one of my mates all Friday. That was fun to ease me into it. Got comfortable in the space. And then, just did walk-ups all Saturday and Sunday. It was like, busy, fun. But the Sydney one, because I don't know whether I just didn't do as much tattooing. It didn't seem as busy. There were a lot of artists walking around and just like had the time to talk to other artists. I think most of the stuff I did sell was to other artists.
Yep, which is good.
That feels really good. Yep. But just had heaps of time talking to other artists, talking about tattooing. A lot of that like technical discussion.
Yeah.
Just being in a massive studio that's not your studio, tattooing with people you're not tattooing with.
It's a good like information.
It's or just things I can't talk to anyone else about. Hang out with a bunch of mates on the weekend and just talk about this tattoo stuff, but none of you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I just saw this sick back piece. I'm like, this guy did this cool thing, but you guys don't care. It's that like frustrating. Just being in a room full of people that do care.
Okay, so your next tattoo.
Yes,
but let her audience know.
Getting tattooed by a Davey on Monday.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been trying to book in with him for the last 2 years, I think.
Yeah, he's a cool cat. Like he's just got the, the energy. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
It should be a cool experience, man.
yeah. I found recently he posted this photo, like a whole bunch of sleeves he's done, and they're all stacked on top of each other with the two up in the air. You know the photo? Yeah. I saw it on his story and I was like, man, shit, that's Davey.
Mad fucking color.
I realized that was like my iPod wallpaper for high school. Yeah. Like I screenshotted that when I would have been like, I don't know, 16, 17.
Yeah, amazing.
Maybe a bit more, maybe after high school. But yeah, that was just like my iPod wallpaper the whole time I had an old iPod. And then.
And I know also you were saying, okay, so you're filling your arms and legs up. What about torso?
Fill my legs up.
Yeah, like you got something on your back. You were saying Pest was going to do something.
Yeah, I'm getting a cover up of that first tattoo I got. I'm getting covered.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That was obviously only God can judge me.
Yeah.
Coming from a Christian background.
Yeah. No, the Wanderlust tattoo.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, well. Foolish mistake.
Yeah. So I got that. I've got a big battle royale scene done by Jaya in that Batik Indonesian style.
That's sick.
Which is dope. Awful to get done, but good experience overall. Learned a lot about sitting better in that. Yeah, got better at getting tattooed.
Mate, it is, especially when you do big sessions, it is difficult.
In tough spots too.
I think it's good when tattooers get tattooed, they wear generally a little bit nicer. Yeah, a bit for a week. Forgiving.
Yeah, I start wet wiping for a week and then.
What are you using paper towel wise? Like Viva or other stuff or like?
Ollie does selector size. I think it's Viva, the selector size. Oh. But they're like 2/3 the square.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like the long ones you have here.
Yep.
But maybe half that.
Yeah, cool.
I like them fold them once. Yep. And then it's in a double-layered square. Whereas like the square ones, like the handies and stuff. But yeah, like I have to double fold them and then it's kind of too small. No one else in the studio likes the selector size, so when we get them, I'm stockpiling it.
I hear. How are you enjoying your time at Meiji? Like good? The crew's growing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Studios just going from strength to strength.
Yeah.
I imagine you've got a good clientele base. What's like a normal work week? How many days a week do you work?
I book Tuesday to Saturday.
Yeah.
Especially lately, it's been a bit of reschedules.
Yeah.
Got to cancel every now and then. But yeah, there's 8 of us sharing walk-ins, so
nice.
We've got an apprentice, got a fine line artist who's doing a lot of
fine line stuff.
Pin stuff. Yeah. So I'll do a walk-in here and there, but it's not heaps of walk-ins. Enough to keep me set.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
Future plans? I know it's quite a broad question.
Yeah. Doing Melbourne in June.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any overseas trips on the horizon or anything?
My brother,
apart from Davey, any more tattoo?
Yeah.
Thing?
I don't know. See it as it comes. Like,
any more festivals?
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah. Now that music festivals are back on.
Yep.
I do like being a good music festival.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, my brother's about to move to Amsterdam in a couple of weeks. Got the one-way ticket, so.
Ik spreek in een heel klein beetje Nederlands. Ik leef in Amsterdam voor 2 jaar.
Yeah. going back to language.
The homeland. Oh, it's
So yeah, I'll hopefully go over there.
awesome. Yeah, good man. Like Iggy that's here. He worked in Amsterdam for quite a while.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, go over. There's so many good tattooers over there in general. And if you use that as your base, as you know, you can just jump around.
Yeah.
You know, you can slip in and out of multiple countries.
Yeah. I do want to go back through Scotland and stuff as well. I think it's definitely something that's going to be happening.
Cool.
So yeah.
Anything you want to ask me?
I feel like I just ask you that
Yeah.
when I feel like it. That's throughout the week.
Well, for me, man, like probably to wind it up, like I obviously enjoy your company. I enjoy banter in general, and you're one of the great young guys I can banter like fuck with.
A great young banterer.
Yeah, you've got a big bantering future ahead of you.
Big banter energy.
Big banter, like you're going to be a big banterer for sure. But yeah, like I said before, like I dig what you're doing. You're you're young, but you're not so young. Definitely not as old as me, but you've still got so much time ahead of you. And I really excited to see where you take your career, what you're doing, all that sort of stuff. You're working in one of the power shops of Adelaide. So yeah, it's just going to be very cool as I sort of retirement's on the horizon that I'm just going to watch you, you know, you got a whole, in all honesty, one thing that I'm quite envious of younger tattooers like yourself is you're going to have such a long and productive custom career. Like I was a street shop soldier for 15 years.
Yeah.
Right. So it took me a long time to get the custom ball rolling. And I really am envious of that, of you guys. But I know with that, like you're going to push the boundaries so much. And, my generation, the generations before have all set the stage for younger tattooers now to go on and really push tattooing to the next level and levels again. And so it's good. So yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be exciting to watch.
Yeah, good times. Any last words or anyone you want to say a thank you to or fuck you to? I had to slip over a banana peel.
Yeah, slippery threats. That's how I
Slippery threats, nice. That could be a little highlight on your Instagram page. Slippery threats.
no, thank you for the chat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. See you in the metaverse.
On the other side of this door once we turn off the mics.
All right, everyone. Thank you. Like Jack, follow him, Slippy Jack Tattoos. He works at Meiji in Adelaide. Great young tattooer. Follow him, check him out, get something cool by him. Thanks for your time, mate. Appreciate it.
Got to this. Thanks for watching and listening. I appreciate it.
Yeah.